Welcome back to Switzer. My next guest is one of the country's best marketers of his own business. Perth-based company Messages on Hold creates tailor-made audio productions for businesses to play to their callers while on hold. With election fever gripping the nation, he's come up with a new concept that is set to create a whole load of new customers and build up his already successful operation. Kim Illman from Messages on Hold joins me in the studio. How are you, mate?
I'm happy to be here, Peter, as always.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you here as well. Now, before we go to the viral marketing video you've created, let's explain what Messages on Hold actually does.
We're a marketing company and we deal with small business, large business, and we help market to those people that are sitting on hold. It's a huge captive market. Those people have rung in, they've got a checkbook in their hand, a credit card, they're ready to buy. And what do most businesses do? Play the radio, other people's ads, chime, silence. They've got no idea. Yeah. So we say, come on, get with the program. Let's get something exciting on there and get that caller excited so that when the person picks it up at the other end and says, hi, how can I help you? That caller is an elevated status.
How did you end up in a business like this?
I got sacked from Channel 9 many years ago and fell into it. I just thought, I can write these things, I can produce them, I can voice them, because I'd worked on radio, and I thought, I'll go out and see if I can sell someone, and I did. Now we've got some 11,000 sites around Asia Pacific.
And did you hang on phones and saying, why are they passing up the opportunity to market to me?
Very early days. It was 1988. I was on hold at American Express, and I thought, wow, they've got Messages. Yeah. That's great. I'd never heard the thing before, and that's what gave me the idea, and I just took a punt, and now we've got 75 staff.
Now, I came across you about 1994, you won the Young Entrepreneur of the Year for the Fin Review, and one of the little stunts you did in those days was you'd pay kids to go to the footy, you'd position them behind the goalpost, and what would you give them?
Well, we had originally these core flute signs, white with a red logo on. Today, we've got these things, and you know, we're sticking them in the camera's face all the time. We're actually a sponsor of the West Coast Eagles, but that was different, and you never saw that at the footy, so people would go, what is that Messages on Hold? And hopefully they'd correlate it to the thing that we do.
But you got away with about 4 months of free advertising, didn't you, until the AFL cracked down on you?
Well, I got a bit cocky. I have a tendency to do that. Went to the media and said, oh, here's a great story, we're getting free advertising, and they clamped me down that game. Went back a couple more times and they kicked us out, got more publicity. Now we're a sponsor. But
it's called ambush marketing in a sense.
It is. It is. And your chap here suggested when I walked in, I have it behind the screen there. Well, your other guest was on before. I thought, I better not do that. I'm a guest of yours. That would be a good ambush.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Now, you've also successfully done viral marketing campaigns, and you've got a new one now. So let's have a look at that one right now, if you can, guys.
Australians from all walks of life have banded together in an extraordinary show of support for a candidate few have seen or met. Social networking sites have exploded with chatter. Thousands of video tributes are being uploaded each hour. And the latest polls, well, they show an alarming swing away from both Julia Gillard and Tony Abbott.
Here we have a candidate with absolutely no political experience posing a tangible threat to both the Liberal and Labour parties. I think we're about to witness one of the greatest election upsets of our time. And the remarkable thing is, support is coming from every key demographic.
We're excited about the prospect of finally having someone in power who knows what the they're doing.
OK, mate. Fantastic, fantastic. I wish it was true, of course. But where did you get the idea from this?
Truth be known, I pinched a few elements from something I saw many years ago, but the majority of it is original to us.
But great entrepreneurs are always on the lookout to learn from other people's competitive advantages and experience, aren't you?
As if we know everything. We're pinching the best from everywhere. But the whole idea is you go to australia2010.com.au, you put your name in, you put your friends' names in, and you send it off to all your mates. And the thing is that when we sent it out to 13,000 people last Thursday, it's now been sent...
Your database, I presume.
Yes. And I'm getting hundreds of email. That's the best thing I've ever seen. Fantastic marketing. And then those people get it and they go, I'm going to send it to my mates. So they log on to the australia2010.com.au. They send it to all their mates and their clients. And the clients and mates think, hey, you did that for me. And so they're getting the love.
Now, let me break it for people who might understand. They're not getting Peter Switzer for PM.
No.
It's who you type in on the email. The email recipient becomes the name that pops up. And that's the beauty of this, I guess, software technology.
It's fantastic because it's had 150-odd thousand hits so far. So
Since when?
Thursday of last week.
Okay.
That's 150,000 individual videos we've done because every video has the recipient's name in it.
So you've done this before, and that was when you called me the greatest business mind.
The world's greatest businessmind.com. That's
right.
been seen by 7 million. And next to it is our Messages on Hold logo. So there's some branding there, but then there's also an opportunity to click on an infomercial, and it takes you through a 6.5-minute, really fun, action-packed infomercial about the concept, and that's my return. Hopefully they look at it and sign up.
By concept, you mean Message on Hold concept?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, where did you... I guess the idea is that as an entrepreneur, you needed to stand out from the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but... it's become like a snowball. You started off by just going to the football and getting kids, and I remember you bought an enormous number of tickets for the Olympic Games.
Yes.
And you sat behind the poor old Thorpe family when he was winning games and holding up. But to go to the next level, did you get people in to give you advice on this sort of thing?
No. Because it's... with ambush marketing, it's so hard to do that nobody else really knows what they're doing. And I often employ people to go out and do that, and they'll just get dissuaded so easily. Someone will say, don't do that, and they walk away. Yeah. Whereas me, I'm a bit bold, and I'll just do whatever it takes in most instances. Yeah. So it's not for everybody, but it's helped us gain this marvellous national and international exposure. I was quoted recently in a Dutch newspaper after an ambush in... the South African soccer with the people wearing the orange dresses. They rang me or emailed me and said, we want a quote. Yeah.
So you were ambush marketing over in South Africa?
We weren't, but they'd read a story about something we'd done and quoted me as an expert. And
well, you certainly... how many years have you been doing it for now?
20.
20-odd years. So you would be probably the world's greatest ambush marketer.
Yes, what do they call me? Notorious self-promoter.
OK. Now, we've got also another piece of competitive or lateral thinking in terms of an association with a great cricketer. Guys, do we have that slide there? So we've got you and Warnie there. So tell us the thinking behind your association with Warnie.
Shane had been going through some dramas 5 years ago.
Occasionally that happens to Shane, doesn't it?
Well, it was in one of his low points.
It's never his fault, of course.
Well, I'd been speaking to his brother for a long time. I'm saying, look, we need him at Messages on Hold. We just don't have the huge budget that he would probably command. But we got him at a time when we didn't get him for television, so we saved a lot of money there. And we got him on a very much one-to-one. He actually rings a lot of our clients individually, but it's a bit of a fun and games thing, once again electronic, where he rings people and says things, leaves messages on their phone.
It's a tape message.
It is, but you get your name. Hi, Peter, up front.
Yeah. It's Warnie here.
We got Warnie there.
They played all their mates. It's terrific,
And we got him at the right time, and... well, look, we got our money back on day one. He launched and we had $1.8 million worth of exposure on day one. Everything else we got is absolute pure bonus. And he's been with us for 5 years, and we do functions with Shane, and he gets out there and he talks us up at opportunities. He's a great man.
I thought the lateral thinking part of that initiative was also, he was vulnerable. He'd lost some sponsors during that time. And I guess he reflects upon the fact that you wanted to support him and other people didn't. Has that created a bit of a loyalty between you and him?
Yeah. I think we've both got a good deal out of it. Yeah. And we certainly use him in a lot of our one-to-one stuff. We don't do the big marketing. We can't afford huge TV campaigns or press. So we use him very one-to-one. And our clients like that because today you've got to get that customer's attention, and it's very hard. That's why the virals are great, because they make people feel good. And all the stuff that we do is one-to-one.
But if you don't actually create... But by the way, about Warnie, I always think the great piece of lateral thinking there is who's left more messages on hold his whole life than Shane Warnie?
Well, that was always the thing at the press conference. Shane, don't you think with the SMS this is not the right thing to do? But half the media never got what we did.
That's right.
So we had to keep reiterating.
Yeah. So in terms of what you think this company of yours can do, how big can it get off the back of this kind of marketing promotion?
This is a great lead generator, and it's a marvellous brand thing. It's not going to double the size of our business, but we do these things every 6 months or so just to keep... as I said, we're a marketing company. We help businesses market their business to the callers on hold. And if we can't market our business to them, we haven't got a hope in hell of marketing their business.
But, Kim, a lot of people try viral marketing and they turn up with a dud video. Yep. That is very important. The creative has to be very good. Have you done some that disappointed you, that just weren't good, and you learnt from that experience?
Yes. what's it called? sportingphenomenon.com. We thought it'd go absolutely burko.
Yeah.
Ended up with 150,000 hits, which is not a lot from what we were sort of talking. Because when you come off the base of a 7 million hit first one, you expect everything to be that good.
Yeah.
And you are right. The creative is hard, but we got to keep trying things. You don't mind a few failures if you get one or two good ones.
What about your customer base? Are you purely an Australian-based company?
No, we are in Singapore. We have an office in Singapore. We've got clients in 18 countries. We do work in some 15 different languages. So we're quite diverse. We're starting a new business called the Groove Gallery in September, launching it with Warnie in Melbourne. It's a background music business. I don't know whether you're aware, but restaurants, gym clubs have already been hit with these huge price rises to play music. A restaurant that paid $64 licence 2 years ago could be paying 10 grand in 5 years.
So there's an opportunity.
That's an opportunity.
Mate, thanks for joining us on the program.
Pleasure.
Always good to see you.
Cheers, Pete.